Spring break, a time for freedom, parties, and unforgettable memories. Every year, thousands of college students travel to remote places, mountains, forests, and quiet cabins, looking for adventure. But sometimes, those adventures don't end the way they're supposed to. In 2019, 4 college friends decided to spend their spring break in a remote cabin deep inside Blackwood Forest. Far from the city, far from people, and far from help. They wanted silence, privacy, and a break from reality. What they didn't know was that someone was already waiting for them. By the end of that night, one of them would disappear, one would try to escape, and 2 would never leave the cabin again. This is the story of the spring break cabin and what really happened that night. Jake Wilson was the one who planned everything. "Trust me, guys, this place is perfect," Jake said, while driving through a narrow road surrounded by tall trees. Ryan leaned forward from the back seat. "Perfectly creepy, you mean?" Melissa rolled her eyes. "Oh, come on, it's just a cabin." Hannah sat quietly near the window, staring outside. The deeper they drove, the darker the road became. Tall trees surrounded them. The GPS signal disappeared. Jake frowned. "That's weird. No signal." Ryan laughed nervously. "Bro, we're literally going into a horror movie." Melissa smiled slightly. "Relax. It's just forest." But Hannah didn't say anything. She had a strange feeling in her chest, like something wasn't right. After 10 minutes, they finally saw the cabin. Old wooden structure, isolated, silent, standing in the middle of snow-covered forest. Jake parked the car. Everyone stepped outside. Cold air hit instantly. "Why is it so cold?" Ryan asked. Melissa hugged herself. "It's freezing." Jake grabbed the keys. "Let's go inside." He unlocked the door. The door opened slowly. Creak. Inside looked surprisingly clean. Firewood stacked neatly, furniture dust-free, lights working. Ryan looked around. "This doesn't look abandoned." Jake nodded. "Probably owner maintains it." They unpacked their bags. Ryan lit the fireplace. Warmth filled the room. Soon, they started laughing, playing music, talking about college memories. Everything felt normal until the lights flickered, once, then again. Melissa looked up. "Did you see that?" Jake nodded. "Probably generator." Then suddenly, lights went out. Complete darkness. Hannah gasped. Ryan grabbed his phone flashlight. "Okay, that's not normal." Jake walked toward kitchen. "I'll check the breaker." Before he reached, a loud knock echoed. "Knock, knock, knock, knock." Everyone froze. Ryan whispered, "Did you hear that?" Another knock. Louder. "Bang, bang," Melissa whispered nervously. "Don't open it." Jake slowly walked toward door, his heart racing. He opened the door. Cold wind rushed inside, but no one was there. Jake stepped outside slightly. Then he noticed something. Footprints in the snow. But no footprints going back. Ryan stepped closer. "That's impossible." Melissa looked terrified. "Someone came here." Suddenly, a loud thud came from upstairs. Everyone jumped. Footsteps followed. Slow, heavy, walking above them. Hannah whispered, "We didn't check upstairs." Jake swallowed hard. "We came together, right?" Ryan nodded. "Yeah, 4 of us." Hannah counted. Jake, Ryan, Melissa, Hannah. 4. But upstairs... Footsteps continued, like someone else was already inside. Ryan grabbed a flashlight. "I'm checking." Jake followed him. They slowly climbed stairs. Each step creaked loudly. The hallway upstairs was dark. 3 doors, one slightly open. Ryan pushed it open. Empty bedroom, Second room, empty. Then third door, closed. Ryan looked at Jake. You open it. Jake slowly turned handle. Door opened. Inside, a small room, single bed, and something written on wall. Jake moved flashlight closer. Words scratched into wood. You shouldn't be here. Ryan laughed nervously. Okay, not funny. Jake frowned. Did you do this? Ryan shook his head. No. Then suddenly, door slammed behind them. Both jumped. They turned. Hallway empty. Downstairs? Melissa screamed. Jake and Ryan ran downstairs. Melissa was shaking. What happened? Jake asked. Hannah pointed toward window. There was someone outside. Ryan rushed to window. Nothing. Just trees and darkness. Jake tried to calm everyone. It's probably animals, but nobody believed him. Then suddenly, lights turned back on. Everything became quiet again. Too quiet. Ryan whispered, I don't like this place. Hannah nodded. We should leave tomorrow. Jake agreed. Yeah, first thing in morning. They tried to sleep, but no one slept properly. At 2:09 a.m., Melissa woke up. She heard footsteps inside the cabin. She sat up slowly. The footsteps moved toward hallway. Melissa opened her door slightly. She saw someone walking downstairs, tall figure, slow movement. She whispered, Jake? No response. The figure kept walking. Melissa followed slowly, her heart racing. She reached stairs, looked down. No one. Empty living room. But front door was slightly open, cold wind blowing inside. Melissa walked closer. Then she saw something on the floor. Footprints, wet, leading toward stairs, behind her. Melissa froze, slowly. She turned around. Someone was standing at top of stairs, watching her. Tall, still, face hidden in darkness. Melissa whispered, Hello? The figure slowly stepped forward, and Melissa realized Melissa's heart began pounding so loudly. She could hear it in her ears. The figure at the top of the stairs didn't move. It just stood there, watching her. The hallway light flickered slightly, but the figure's face was still hidden in shadow. Jake, is that you? Melissa asked again, her voice shaking. No response. The figure slowly took another step forward. Creak. The wooden floor groaned beneath its weight. Melissa stepped back instinctively. Her hand trembled as she grabbed her phone and turned on the flashlight. The beam of light hit the figure, and suddenly, there was no one there. The hallway was empty. Melissa froze. Her breathing became shallow. She slowly backed away toward the living room. Okay, you're just scared. You're just imagining things. Then suddenly, a loud bang came from upstairs. Melissa screamed. Lights flickered again. Jake and Ryan rushed out of their rooms. Melissa, what happened? Jake asked. Melissa pointed toward the stairs. There was someone standing there. Ryan looked upstairs. You sure? Hannah also stepped out, looking terrified. What's going on? Melissa explained everything. The footsteps, the figure, the disappearing shadow. Jake tried to stay calm. We're all just stressed. New place. No signal. It happens. Ryan shook his head. No, this place is weird. Suddenly, the front door slammed shut. All four jumped. Hannah whispered, I thought you closed it. Jake slowly walked toward the door. It was locked from inside. Cold air still filled the room. Ryan looked uneasy. Guys, I think we should leave now. Jake checked his phone. No signal. Ryan grabbed car keys. We don't need signal. Let's just drive. They all quickly grabbed jackets. Jake opened the door. They stepped outside. The cold felt even stronger now. Ryan pressed car unlock. Nothing. He tried again. Still nothing. Jake frowned. Battery dead? Ryan shook his head. It was fine earlier, Melissa whispered. Guys, look. They all turned. The cabin lights turned off by themselves. Now the forest was completely dark, only moonlight through trees. And then they heard footsteps behind them, crunching snow, slow, heavy, coming closer. Hannah grabbed Jake's arm. Someone's there, but the footsteps stopped, like whoever it was stopped when they turned. Ryan whispered, "This isn't normal." Suddenly, a loud cracking sound echoed from forest, branches snapping, something moving fast between trees. Melissa gasped, "I saw something!" Jake grabbed everyone. "Inside, now." They rushed back inside cabin. Jake locked the door, everyone breathing heavily. Ryan whispered, "We're not leaving tonight?" Jake nodded. "Yeah, we stay together." They all sat in living room, fireplace barely glowing. The silence returned. Then, Hannah spoke quietly. "I heard something earlier, before we slept." Jake looked at her. "What?" "I heard someone whispering." Ryan frowned. "What did it say?" Hannah swallowed. "It said, 'You're not supposed to stay.'" Melissa looked terrified. "That's exactly what was written upstairs." Suddenly, a loud thud came from kitchen. Everyone turned. Another sound, like drawers opening. Jake grabbed flashlight. "I'm checking." Ryan followed. They slowly walked toward kitchen. Everything looked normal until they noticed something. Cabinet doors, all open. Jake frowned. "We closed these," Ryan whispered. "Yeah, we did." Then, the refrigerator door slowly opened, by itself. Melissa screamed. Jake quickly shut it, his hands shaking now. Ryan looked at him. "You still think this is normal?" Jake didn't answer. Suddenly, from upstairs, a slow dragging sound began, like something being pulled across the floor. Hannah started crying quietly. "Someone's up there," Jake whispered. We all stay together. Dragging sound continued, slow, heavy. Then suddenly, it stopped. Complete silence. Then, a loud bang from upstairs, and footsteps running, fast, towards stairs. All four froze. Footsteps reached top of stairs, stopped. Then, slowly, someone began walking down. Step, step, step. Jake tightened his grip on flashlight. Everyone staring at stairs. Shadow appeared first, then a figure, standing halfway downstairs. Tall, still, and this time, they all saw it, not just Melissa. The figure slowly lifted its head, and in the dim light, they saw its face. Ryan's face. Exactly like Ryan. Ryan gasped. "What the hell?" Melissa screamed. Hannah covered her mouth. Jake stepped back. The thing that looked like Ryan smiled, slowly. Then it ran back upstairs, fast. Ryan looked completely pale. That looked like me," Jake whispered. "I know." Then Ryan slowly spoke. "But I never went upstairs." Silence filled the cabin. And then, from upstairs, they heard another voice. Ryan's voice, calling softly. "Guys, come up here."